What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Quadcast, the show where we get real, get raw, and get loud about mental health, substance use, and the fight to take our lives back.
Each episode, we're cutting through the stigma, dropping knowledge, sharing stories, and bringing the heat with guests who have lived it and aren't afraid to talk about it.
So turn it up, lock in, and let's break barriers, spark change, and build a community that refuses to stay silent. You're tuned into the Quadcast, and let's get into it.
You can find us on Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, or email us. The Quadcast is always looking for new guests, whether you're individuals that have experienced it, you're in law enforcement, treatment programs, nurses, doctors, or anyone that just has something to say. Come share your story with us on mental health or substance abuse.
Warning, there's cussing in this video. If you don't like swear words, well, you're
watching the wrong damn show.
Anthony over here, baby, he's been quiet the whole time.
Boy,
Yeah, I don't think he said a word.
I have.
I think he's sitting there like, don't call him on me. Don't call him on me. Let's talk about you a little bit.
You better get
Yeah. Soft boys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, I'm 23.
Yeah, you're really sweet.
Yeah.
Your lack of a beard does as well.
Yeah. We gotta work on that. Everybody here's got a beard.
Yeah, I know.
It'll
Can't
grow.
get it to grow in
One day. It'll grow.
one day.
I heard if you take chicken shit, rub it on your face, it'll work.
It's new.
I don't know if that works, but that's what I always heard.
I don't know.
Yeah, it says the one with a perfect beard.
Yeah. Got blessed, I guess.
You got the mustache. Ish.
I don't like it. It don't matter. But I mean, my family has addicts. Like my grandma shot herself in the head with a shotgun because she was high. I mean, we also got good people in my family, but at the same time, like my mother, she spent like 30 years in the medical field, but to this day, she'll still tell you that if you put a line in front of her, she won't say no. Bunch of alcoholics. I'm an alcoholic, or was an alcoholic, still is kind of, just, I'm new to the whole recovery part, so that's why I was saying, like, I love being here and listening to their stories because, I get to kind of learn what they learned years ago from their stories. And, I mean, I messed up back in 2022, had a very rough past relationship. And during that entire 4.5-year relationship, I mean, I'm not going to say what my mom called me, but I was yeah, but let's just say that I just did everything for this woman, and at the end of the day, my mental health and physical health and everything else was the last thing on her mind. But I resorted to drinking. I didn't resort to people, didn't resort to family. I didn't have family, didn't have friends. I really didn't have that through high school neither. I've always been the solo type of person. But when all that went down, I moved back in with my family. Nobody likes being a 20-year-old living with mom and dad. But as soon as I got out of jail, yeah, I know it really does. Because then you got to listen to them. But the first day I got out, I mean, the first thing I did when I got home was start drinking with my parents. We had a party. Threw a party for me getting arrested.
Really?
Yeah. And, after that, whatever. But So that's basically what I went to alcohol instead of people, and it just became my addiction and became my water. I replaced water with alcohol. I replaced my fun with blacking out. I replaced uh, everything around alcohol. But I was a functioning alcoholic. I was up on 40-foot ladders, drunk. I was I worked for Triad Engineering. I had good jobs, but I was reckless and I didn't care about anybody, because if you don't care about yourself, you don't care about anybody else.
Sure.
Wrecked 2 cars. Took one into like a 8-foot ravine. A lot of these guys talk about like suicide and stuff like that. I mean, I reached a point like that, but mine was more like it was me, God, and my inner soul. We all agreed that it would be better if I just off myself, because I wasn't doing any help. I went to rehab, complete rehab. 2 days later, I relapsed, and then I went to. Well, when I tried to kill myself, I ended up admitting myself into Mont Hills, right across from Ruby, and was under suicide watch. And I went to Northwood Crisis Center in Wheeling, West Virginia. And after that, I went to another rehab and completed that. And then same thing. Like, I lasted a little bit longer, like a week. And then went out with somebody from that rehab and got some fireball shots and got tore up. Yeah.
It gives me heartburn.
Cardi Silver Rum and Fireball in my go-to. But then I was first charged with a misdemeanor, then I was charged with a felony a year later. Same like case, just they switched up. With the trial, fought it all the way through. Was found guilty because I couldn't remember the night, because I drank to black out. I didn't drink to remember anything. But after that, I spent 18 months in jail. I did stupid stuff as well. I thought my life was over. I tried Suboxone, tried Subutex, and I was lucky that there was nothing else at North Central, because I probably would have been dumb enough to try it. Just because, yeah, I didn't care. Fighting, I had to fight. Because, long story, but I was green lighted across all the regionals, and so I was fighting. And then after all that went down, just resorted to, well, I'm in jail. There's nothing else to do, so let's just get high. I've always been able to put down drugs, but alcohol was my main, like, hook, line, and sinker. I'd rather spend my last bit of money on alcohol than food. But I ended up getting sentenced to the Anthony Center, and that's when I'm at my interaction with God happened when I tried killing myself. When I admitted myself to when I called 911, it was like, I just need hope. It's like that day something reached inside of me and just pulled everything out. And even though I backslid, I still remember that day. I won't forget that day, because it was like something broken was kind of restored. But when I went to the Anthony Center, I told myself that I wasn't going back to that regional, even though I had 2 months I completed the Anthony Center. And it's not an easy thing to complete. I mean, you got to bite your tongue, got a bunch of gangster wannabes and this and that you got to deal with. And drugs are still going through the Denmark Correctional Center as they are in any correctional center. And I don't know. I just, ever since I woke up in my bathroom for whole months out of the entire time, you know, talking about the regional, being in your cell, I hated that. I just, something about having your freedom taken away from you just didn't sit right with me. And now, 7.5 months, I think it's close to 7.5 months into God's Way Home. I'm going on my second semester at New River. Just got I'm a valid driver now in the state of West Virginia. My suspension is up now. Yeah.
Praise God.
Because I did catch a DUI when I worked for Triad Engineering in their truck. Flew a .242. Yeah, I was.
What?
Yeah, when I was angry, I didn't resort to anything else but drinking, and I think it was kind of bad that I resorted to drinking when I was angry because all I do was fuel a fire.
Made you angry.
3 times worse. And I'm driving a car on the interstate, a truck. But yeah, I mean, I've helped my brother. Well, I won't take that away from him. I mean, I'm kind of like the example. I was the laughing stock before I got sentenced of my family. You know, oh, you caught a felony. Oh, you're an alcoholic. They're just shaming me because they don't want to shame themselves. But now
You want to take accountability that they have
their own
issues.
Yeah, March 23rd, I will be 2 years sober.
Congratulations.
And I mean, I'm still solo dolo, or solo man. I enjoy my peace and quiet. I enjoy my peace with. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that.
Everybody says isolation is bad. There's a good isolation and a bad isolation. I enjoy my peace and quiet. But
I sit up here and isolate myself.
it's good. It's healing.
It is.
I can't do.
I don't like chaos. Like chaos drives my anxiety crazy, which also affects my temper.
Yeah.
So just snap here and there. When Ava's here, she's bouncing off walls. She'll throw fits like in the middle of look. Quit. I can't do this. Like public places, I don't do the fairs. It just drives my anxiety crazy. So I sit up here and isolate myself. Like you said, there's a bad and a good type of isolation.
It just depends on how you look at it.
Depends on how you use it.
Yeah. Like if I'll isolate, I'll go up on the mountain by myself and read the word of God, pray. But if I'm just sitting by myself, that's the devil's playground. Is my mind.
But at the same time, I hate quiet. Like I hate quiet. The dogs, like if I didn't have the dogs and it was super quiet here all day long, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But okay, so
I won't lie, when I was at the Anthony Correctional Center, there was a good span from like 7 to 8 months. I had my own room by myself. So it was legit just me, my journal, and my Bible. And, I think she was lying, but the one CEO said that, she'd catch me talking to myself. I really don't think that was true. But
Probably. Have you
Yeah.
met Russell?
For a period of time. You will talk to the toilet. Whatever.
Russell,
He talks to himself and then
A guy works for me. If he's out in the parking lot or in the garage working, he's not talking to himself. There's something wrong with him. That's when you know he's having a bad day.
he's really mad.
Yeah, really mad.
Working on guns and stuff,
Yeah.
I talk to myself.
Russell does it
I talk
all
myself
the
through
time.
something.
He even answers himself. He'll talk it out loud and then answer his question and go to the next
I will reprimand myself.
one.
That was stupid. But how was the Anthony Center?
it was good. We talked about the structure. It brought structure to my life that I was missing. You know, a lot of people take advantage of that place, but if you just learn to bite your tongue, it really humbled me. Well, God humbled me.
Sure.
Because I had an ego too, and I thought that at that point, you know, coming from the regional to the Anthony Center, I didn't care. I didn't care. I went back to the regional, but it humbled me. And plus, I mean, you got CEOs that care and CEOs that don't care. My motivation was, you know, showing my judge, the state prosecutor, those CEOs that, you know, there are people that can make it through something as simple as the Anthony Center. We just make it harder than what it actually is.
It's all in the person.
Yep.
It's all in how you treat it. So overall, like, what do you guys see that can be done in this state for treatment and recovery to make it better, or give it a more enticing outlook to want, you know, people who want to seek that? Like, is there anything that could be done, or
I personally, and I don't know if the state already does it, but I think they should have state facilities for people, even if it's just the detoxing, that don't get turned away.
so
If-
with that, I just recently found out myself that Medicaid only pays for 28 days. Now, me being ignorant to the addiction side of things, 28 days tells me that nobody can do that in 28 days.
28 days gives you enough time where your head's just getting somewhat clear.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's just
It gets the drugs out of your
Everybody's
system.
different. Yeah, everybody's different. So, you know, in my aspect, you know, we got to do something with that, because it's impossible to seek any type of results out of that to make it, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like it's being less concerned with money and more with people's life.
straight up.
Everything's about the dollar.
Yeah, it is.
Because it,
And I know the
All right.
money makes the world go around, and I understand there's got to be money and everything. I get that, but you know, you get people that truly do want help, and they go. And I'm a prime example. I tried 3 times and had to commit suicide to even go somewhere. Then they wanted to treat me for a mental disability. Like, I do have a mental disability. I'm crazy in the head, but I don't really want to kill myself. I just want help for a drug abuse problem that I have. Like, I think the state should have facilities that for detoxing that are free. When we pay enough taxes and stuff, that's my personal opinion. Now, I don't, but I feel like
I don't see why it couldn't be like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
they do got to be more strict on the whole study tests and suboxone.
yeah, I agree with that too.
Every single
Yeah,
place I went to,
Yeah.
like I went to Salem, North Central, Anthony Center. Every single place, like except for the Anthony Center, I would be like this close from getting it, and then I get transferred. You know, so I know that's God that
Sure.
didn't want me on it, but there was 18-year-olds like I knew from Morgantown that weren't drug addicts, but
Um,
they were doing everything they could to get on them, and they would be on them in a week.
Mhm.
so what's that? What would that outcome look like? Like what?
I agree with MAT to an extent. I like the Vivitrol. It covers opiates and alcohol. There's no addiction to it. There's no high to it. It literally just blocks receptors in your brain, the thoughts of wanting to use it. And it's something when you're done with it, you're done with it. And I used it for 2 months. My rehab, and then when I first got to God's Way Home, I never took it again. And I didn't even necessarily need it, but I knew me, and I didn't feel like I was away from it long enough. It was kind of like an insurance thing. Like, I have used it before, so I know now if I take it, I want it. Because I'm out here where I can go push the button on that door and get out of here. I was locked up then; I couldn't get out. So I took it for a cushion, insurance. And after getting that program under my belt and then going into God's Way Home, I didn't need it. I had God. So the Suboxone, the Subutex, I stayed higher off of that than I did on street drugs. And I feel like if they're going to use it, and it could work if the person uses it right, but if they give 16 milligram strips or 8 milligram
8
strips,
milligrams.
give you 3 of those to take a day, I could take a quarter piece of one 8 milligram strip and it would gut me. Like, don't prescribe so many at one time. Like, start you at one a day, and then maybe the first month take you to a half a strip, and then the third month a quarter, and then the fourth month you're coming off of.
Well, the thing about it now is they have the Sublocade shot, which is awesome. Like I've seen a lot of recovery come out of that. There's no withdrawal. It's a once a month shot. You can't abuse it. I mean, I'm sure somebody's.
See, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah. It's a really good thing, but there's doctors out here that won't give people shots because they're not making money on Sublocade like they're making money on 2 strips a day. I think regulation is a big part of it, and I don't know how to fix that. Yeah.
I know there's a bill that was just introduced, going to be introduced within the Capitol for reform of the Medicaid-funded treatment programs, Suboxone, Subutex, methadone, whatever that may be, but they're wanting a results-based system, which is tracked by, you're on Suboxone, you get a certain number, and every time that number gets put in the system for your allotted amount, whatever they decide to use it, it's being tracked. So they're wanting results. If you're not jumping through the hoops on the other end of drug tests and getting job, doing something to further yourself along the system, it's supposed to flag. But I don't know how.
Yeah.
I think like one thing, I don't know if it's still, I've only run into it a couple times. It's like, so Medicare or Medicaid would, if you went into so many treatment programs in a certain amount of time, they would tell you no more for X amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was into a treatment program. But you could go to 25 different doctors in that same amount of time and still receive MAT through that. But if you were trying to go into treatment and bounce from place to place to place, and they were having to put it back in, same thing, but they would cut you off from getting into treatment. But if you were the same person going to a doctor, then you get a dirty screen, they cut you off from your Suboxone, methadone, whatever, and you go to the next one the next week, same thing happened. You could do that 50 times a year.
Right.
every week.
No cutoff
There
on
was
that.
no cutoff to that, but there was a cutoff to the amount of times they would pay for you to go to treatment.
See, and that's the back end side of things that doesn't make sense.
Well, it makes sense for
Even-
their pocket.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense to
It's all
their
about
pocketbook,
money.
but, you know, just the individual sitting here picking through it, like, it don't make any damn sense at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I won't say we're fighting a losing battle, but we're fighting a machine that is a lot bigger than what we have the ability to control
100%.
from where we're at.
If we could, as people, see there's more win in the situation than what mainstream wants us to see, then there could be some difference.
I think if enough people would take a stand.
Well, that's
Change
the thing, like, is just getting people to see that it can be done.
It can.
I think
People can do it.
Yeah.
But all the negativity that you see on the mugshot page or on the news or
right
in
in the community.
whatever politically driven stigma out is, if people will quit paying attention to that and actually look at the people instead and what can be done, see the real side of it instead of what is introduced to you by social media or whatever, that it could be a lot better. If you could get people to, you know, flip the script, but until then, it's not going to happen because we just live in turmoil all the time.
There's parts of the system that are broken, and the reason being is because there's same parts of that system cannot exist and make money if you get back up and succeed at what you're trying to do.
Right.
So it's all it's very broken. I've learned that. I've always heard it, you know, even through addiction, but then once you get on the other side of the coin, then, you know, there's no flawless system in anything. And there's a lot of parts of a system and the machines that are to say that is just a profit based thing that makes money if you can't get up off back on your feet.
Sure.
And so they don't want you to. I mean, you know, that's what I do sometimes.
Well, they have a rehabilitation for people that are criminals get in trouble. Like, let's go back to the state thing. Like, open up a rehabilitation for people that have a drug and alcohol problem.
And there are states that do that. In Kentucky, they really dug in. Their governor made a mandate. We're going to have, we're going to have 1,000 beds for recovery, 500 men and 500 women, and they're all state-run facilities. And but that came from the top down, you know, and we're trying to build it from the ground up, not just God's Way Home, but there's jobs of other.
Well, you know, we have to work on getting people back into being contributing members of society.
Yeah.
And that's hard. I mean, with felonies, that's hard.
It's very hard.
So, I mean, we have to anything like that.
Yeah, it's a convoluted mess. I mean, when you're on our side of the fence and you've got people that are trying to get back, there are so many hurdles, so many hoops you have to jump through to try to get. And it's like there's some, you know, it's a continual fight just to try to do right. You know, get these guys, get them a job with, like, just that's a big one. Is if you have a felony.
I mean, we stack, you know, from a law side of things, we stack all these fines and stuff on people and then give them zero outlet to be able to
Pay for it.
pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And a time limit.
where's somebody in West Virginia with a felony actually supposed to work to be able to make a living for themselves plus pay off fines and
There's not enough high-paying jobs to do
I
that.
paid like $7,000 to get my license back this time.
Yeah.
you're not gonna. It's not happening. You can't do that. You can't do that working at McDonald's in bring it.
No.
And the thing about the felony thing, it's like, it's all the same. If you have grand larceny, it's a felony, right?
Mhm.
So if you have grand larceny, and this guy over here's, you know, a rapist, child molested, triple homicide dude, he's got a felony too. You're on the same field because there's no
Oh, absolutely.
classification for
Yeah.
felony.
There's
Absolutely.
felony.
It's a felony all the way across.
And no employer is going to go and when they run their background check and nitpick. It's like, well, this is, you know, they're not going to analyze your felony. They're just that felony. Yeah, I'm good. And if they have the option to hire somebody that's not a felon or the felon, who are they going to hire? And you can go through the expungement process and thank God for the expungement process, but
That takes time.
it's time and money. I mean, you have to hire
That's
a
right.
lawyer.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know
And those are
that,
bills that you have to pay for with no job.
yeah. And I don't think they do it now, but at one point in time, if you didn't pay your child support, they'd take your driver's license.
No, they were
That-
doing that.
I know they did.
I know they did.
Well, yeah, and I don't think that. I think they finally passed a bill where they don't do that anymore. It's like, what in the world? Because you know, I've had guys come to me and it's like, I was like, why don't you have your driver's license but unpaid child support? It's like, well, how are you going to get to a job to make money to pay your child
Right.
support if they took your driver? It's like,
There's so
the
much
dumbest-
stacked against people
yeah, it's
that
just
it's hard to even find a glimpse of light at the end of the tunnel, or to even begin to
And
make progress.
it leaves you in that hopeless state of mind. It's like, why try? Like I'd be happy to just stay where I'm at,
Because
get high.
the job that you're forced to find is the same people you're trying to get away from, because that's
Right.
where they can work, the functioning addicts and alcoholics. And that's where you're put back into, because that's the only place you can find work a lot of times.
It's a fight, but it is possible. I mean,
Yeah.
recovery, that's what I always say, recovery is possible. It's not easy, but it's possible.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Quadcast.
Remember, breaking stigma doesn't stop when the episode ends. We're building a movement, and you're a part of it. Stay strong, stay aware, and stay connected.
And this is the Quadcast signing out.